time I saw Manson was in mid-November of 1969 up in Independence, California. He was being transferred from the Inyo County Jail to the courthouse, and there were 5 deputy sheriffs walking with him. He was going to be arraigned on arson charges. He hadn't been yet charged with the murders. He was a suspect, but he hadn't yet been charged. And I was a little surprised at how small he was. It turns out he's only 5 feet 2 inches tall, a shade hunchback, slightly built, long hair, beard, kind of scraggly, unkempt, not an imposing figure. But I realized that it would be a big mistake for me to underestimate him, because I had already learned that he had this enormous, extraordinary power to gain control over other people's minds and to get them to kill for him. Charles Manson obviously is a very complex person. He himself may not know exactly who he is. By his own admission, he said, "I am a man of 1,000 faces." He was like a chameleon, constantly changing to fit the occasion or the person to whom he was talking. He didn't have the best of backgrounds, you know. He didn't know who his father was. His mother treated him like excessive baggage. She'd drop him off at a home for a couple hours, a neighbor's home, disappear for a couple weeks. She served several years for armed robbery herself with her brother. But if I were to summarize him in just a couple words, Manson is just a very evil, sophisticated con man who had a passion for death and murder. In our world, he wouldn't be that charismatic. But in the world in which he lived, i.e. the offbeat, dropout world of the hippie, there's no question about it that there was something about him that was magnetic, charismatic, because the kids just seemed to gravitate towards him. And like I've said many times before, he didn't have to get up on an orange crate and start screaming to get attention. So there was something charismatic about Charles Manson in the world in which he moved. Just like probably all of the villains and tyrants of history, they had some good qualities about them. I mean, even Hitler, while the furnaces were stoking at places like Chelmno, Treblinka, Auschwitz, he was very concerned about the health of his dog Blondie. Apparently he was very solicitous about his clerical staff. Manson, I think, genuinely loved animals, children, and at times he could be more honest than one would expect him to be. You know? But he essentially was a very bad person. But as I say, even the greatest villains of history have had some good qualities about them.